Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 5. So there's 47 days left. Holy shit. Before I need to drop out of school. And I need to collect 10k. Right? So I created this shit. And so it should make things a lot more transparent. I think this is better than showing you my fucking bank account. But this is like how things look like for me right now. And I didn't know that Stripe was taking so much fees. And also looking at this, I feel kind of disgusted, bro. Because this used to be way higher than this, right? And yeah, I feel really fucking ashamed, honestly, and quite disgusted that I'm not making that much. And I think this would be a huge level that I have in order to bring me to my goal, because standards is basically everything, right? Standards is the first step towards change. So to show you proof that, because everyone wants to see proof that, you actually made the money, I want to pull up my Stripe as well. Let's see. So you can check here. So far it's 3.1k. I don't know whether you can see this, which is nothing, but we're getting there. So basically I need like about $8,000 more and I'll be safe, right? 8,000, 9,000, and oh, what the fuck, 8,000, 9,000, and then I'll be safe. So that's like around 6k USD, right? So Preston should be giving me about, I would say, probably 3 to 4 more k, and then Devon probably have more stuff with him, and then commissions from my other client, and then Melissa. We should be pretty on par to hitting the goal, but I don't want to be too optimistic. In fact, I'm feeling like quite nervous actually, right? But this week I think has been one of the best weeks of January. It has been the week where I worked the hardest. Like, let me show you this shit. So look at that. This is amazing, bro. It's the first time I worked in like just fucking 2.5 hour blocks. I was so locked in this day, and I completed so much. It's amazing, really, right? What happens once you raise your standards, which is literally the first thing that I really want to document, which is it's literally all about raising your standards, and your standards determine your quality of life, right? Right now, we have peaks in life and we have troughs, right? Peaks being, the best behavior that we can put on, or we can imagine ourselves to display. For instance, let's say my peak would be making $15,000 a month. Let's say that's a peak, right? And the trough would then be, for instance, I would never lick a urinal, right? That's like a standard. Like, I would never not brush my teeth before going to bed. That's also a standard, right? And it's all about raising these standards so that you get your life you want. And so this week I actually raised a lot of standards. The first thing I raised is that I completely removed fiction books. From now on, I'm only reading non-fiction, right? There's a lot of other things as well. And so, for instance, sleep as well, right? I made it a standard for me to be in bed before 9 p.m. no matter what. And there's a lot of beliefs that you can change as well. So Tony Robbins actually talks about this. The way you want to change your life is very, very simple. Firstly, you raise your standards. You set a baseline, a new baseline of behaviors that you want to follow. You change your limiting beliefs, and you do this by finding all the beliefs you have regarding that component and then listing that all down. And then you reverse it, right? And you change your limiting beliefs. For instance, a belief about sleep that I used to have is that sleep is so fucking important. If I don't sleep well, then I would not be able to perform the next day, all of that. Which is true, right, to some extent. But, Alex Hormozi, I watched this video about sleep. You can go watch it as well. It's like $100 million sleep. Where is it? Hormozi sleep. He has a sleep video, basically. I think it's called like why you need to sleep or something like that, right? Anyways, you can search it up. And basically I changed a lot of beliefs. So the first belief I have is that 90% of the benefits that you get from sleep come from laying in the dark room with my eyes closed. And that surprisingly removed a lot of anxiety for me, right? Another belief that he instilled in me was, I prefer to sleep. Not I have to sleep, but I prefer to sleep. And so the main problem that I was dealing with is that there was so much anxiety around sleeping that I would get into my bed, right? I'll lay there and then my mind would race as I think about, would I be able to sleep on time? And then I judge myself for being anxious about not being able to sleep, which then makes me more anxious about not sleeping, right? And so the second thing is really about reframing reality, right? Reality is yours as long as you can reframe it. You know, you could have a guy that is staring out of a window at, let's say, a party, and he'll look like a loner, right? He'll look like a really just a weird guy, antisocial guy. But if you give him a cigarette in his hand and look at him from afar, now he looks like a fucking philosopher. But it's all about reframing your perspective and reality. And so this has been one of the main lessons that I've learned from Hormozi as well. And right now, since that belief incident happened, I've been trying to reframe reality in a lot of different ways so that, you know, it fits what I want to achieve, right? Or the person I want to become. I say that these two lessons are like really fucking amazing, and it's one of the main things that I really want to hammer down, right, in the next few months, in the next few years, in fact. And the last thing that I just thought about is that it's kind of related to the first one, which is you're not burnt out. And it's like David Goggins talks about this, right? The 40% rule, which is when you think you're at your limit, you have only pushed yourself to 40% of your capacity. And it's funny, right? Because previously when I was building the agency, so probably like a few months ago, I used to have this spirals whereby, you know, I would work consistently for like 5 days and I'll start to crash. I'll start to watch YouTube and all of that shit. And then I'll tell myself, because there was school at that time and I was very stressed, that I was burnt out, right? And I really needed to rest. I found that this is completely not true at all. It's fucking cope. It's just cope so that you will not do the work, so that, you know, your current identity can continue to survive. You're not burnt out, right? You're not burnt out at all. You're only burnt out when you physically can't work, right? If you're like, for me, the first signs of burnout that I know, you know, manifest is that I'll get this weird flu all of a sudden where I need to use like an entire box of tissues, right? And then I'm like completely fucked, right? I know that's the first sign of burnout creeping in. So burnout manifests in a physical manner. If it's mental, it's mostly resistance, honestly. And so you can push through that. So I learned that I'm like literally, all of us in fact, are much stronger than we think we are, and we can push much further than we think we can, right? So any excuse or cope that you use to not do the work is resistance. And unless it manifests itself in a physical form, it's just an excuse to not do the work that you know you need to be doing. And the magic that you're looking for always lies in the work that you're avoiding. And, you know, this is a lesson that I think I probably needed the most, because I've been repeating this pattern for about 1 to 2 years, right? So it's lucky I caught this in time and I'm not reversing it. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, man, next week is a lot of fucking school again. But it's funny, bro, because, you know, I label these gray areas, right? You know what they mean? It means that I can literally do my own shit during these lessons. Because, you know, the teachers are amazing, honestly. Like, most of our teachers are like really amazing. But luckily for me, they don't, you know, notice that much. So I can do my own stuff. But there's so much stuff that I want to do. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. And yeah, see ya.